Hello from RPG Mods Fan. In this video, I will discuss the blatant plagiarism by Bethesda Game Studios of a Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Specifically, Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr Adventure, whose plagiarizing author is Karrym Herbar. In 2019, Karrym wrote this plagiarized work for the Elder Scrolls Online Netherlands. The Dungeons & Dragons adventure that was plagiarized was the D&D Adventurers League's The Black Road Adventure, which was written by Paige, Leitman, and Ben Heisler, and was published in 2016. Also, consider this video as an opinion piece. In my opinion, Bethesda was never a top-tier or a AAA gaming company. It had to rely and depend on modders to make their crap games into playable good ones. The complete disaster and debacle with their Fallout 76 game is an example of how inept Bethesda is without modders. The plagiarism by Bethesda of a D&D adventure is even further proof to me of how bad of a company Bethesda is. As those who are familiar with my channel will know that I love Dungeons & Dragons. D&D is the forefather of many computer role-playing games. Many gaming companies have copied elements of D&D into their games, and I love these companies for it. The more D&D-like a game is, the more I love it. However, the fact that Bethesda had the nerve to outright plagiarize a D&D adventure without giving credit to it goes too far, and obviously infuriates me. In both adventures, the player characters are traveling with a caravan crossing a vast desert and are on a quest to deliver a statue to a city that lies just outside of the desert. One of the authors of the D&D The Black Road Adventure, Paige Leitman, put together an 11-slide presentation showing that the Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr Adventure plagiarized the D&D Adventurers League's The Black Road Adventure. This presentation is available online via Ars Technica's website. Links will be in the description below. Instead of going through each slide in order, I will start with two slides that I consider as the smoking guns of plagiarism. These two slides show that Elder Scrolls Online Netherlands blatantly plagiarized the D&D adventure. Then I will go through the remaining slides. This would be slide number 5 in Ms. Leitman's presentation. It basically shows, for both adventures, the rumors and insights that the player characters may learn. Both adventures have a non-player character with the same name. The non-player character's name is Chandra Stoll. In both adventures, Chandra Stoll is a cleric in the destination city. In both adventures, Chandra Stoll pays for the deliverance of a statue. So that's smoking gun number one. There's other stuff here that would also be considered plagiarism, such as the last bullet points here, where the caravan leaves in 4 hours to go to the destination city. And this slide illustrates the second smoking gun. And it's not because that both adventures use the same number of means of transport. In the Black Road adventure, they use 4 wagons. In the Elder Scrolls adventure, they use 4 carts. Instead, what I call this as the putting all your eggs in one basket mistake. The original authors of the Black Road adventure made the mistake of putting all your eggs in one basket. Let me explain that. Due to desert hazards such as sinkholes and sandstorms, a caravan traversing a desert will not put all its water onto one wagon or cart. They will not put all its food onto one wagon or cart. And the funny thing is, the plagiarizing author made this same mistake. The plagiarizing author was too lazy to research how caravans operate when traversing a desert. I mean, think about this. You're in the desert. Are you going to put all your water into one wagon or one cart and then get hit by a sandstorm or get whatever, then all of a sudden a sinkhole appears and then all your water is gone? No, you're going to spread out your water supply onto as many carts and camels and horses as possible. You're not going to put, like I said, you are not going to put all your eggs in one basket. So the fact that the plagiarizing author has also made this same mistake, to me, is the second smoking gun. Also, how both adventures describe traveling through a desert is similar. However, to me, that is not blatant plagiarism because this should be expected. I mean, it's like how else would you describe traveling through a hot, arid desert? So, anyway, moving on. However, there are some descriptors that are practically word for word the same, which I do consider as plagiarism, such as in the original work, the D&D, the Black Road Adventure, you have dunes look like mountains of diamonds. In the Elder Scrolls Adventure, you have the dunes look like mountains of diamonds. Next, you have a description of the sunrise that's exactly the same. In the original work, the sunrise is a gorgeous spill of pink and gold across the horizon. And in the Elder Scrolls Adventure, you have the sunrise is a beautiful leak of pink and gold on the horizon. I will now present Miss Leitman's remaining slides. The other smoking gun is word-for-word copying of material, which some of the remaining slides do show. Otherwise, the remaining slides illustrate, if not exactly the same, then very closely the same material that are in both adventures, such as setup, events, characters, etc. Slide number 1 is the introduction for both adventures, and it's awfully, or I should say, very similar. The setup for both adventures is practically the same. In both adventures, as I mentioned previously, the player characters are on a quest to deliver a statue to a city that lies just outside of the desert. So the setup is even the same. The setting is the same. And the similarities don't just stop there. There is more, which Miss Leitman goes through in her slides. Slide number 2. For both adventures, it is the introduction of the caravan leader. For the D&D The Black Road Adventure, the caravan leader is Azam. For the Elder Scrolls Adventure, the caravan leader is Karrym. Both adventures, their very first sentence is awfully similar. Basically, in both adventures, you have someone that delivers water, dates, olives, and bread to the player characters. The next similarity between both adventures, the caravan leaders have someone else that's operating in the shadows. And that someone else could be considered a higher up. And this unknown non-player character or person has a creature that both the caravan leaders communicate with. In the case of the D&D The Black Road Adventure, it is Sing, a pseudo-dragon, and Sing serves a higher master, who is Azam's patron. In the Elder Scrolls Adventure, you have Zyla, a bright red eagle. Zyla also serves a higher master, who is Karrym's business partner. Slide number 4 illustrates for both adventures a sandstorm and what the player characters need to do or what actions they can do to protect the wagons or carts. Deserts do have sandstorms, hence I would not consider this as blatant plagiarism. Slide number 6 illustrates for both adventures a scripted event where goblins or bandits are attacking the caravan when it makes camp at night. In the case of the D&D adventure, it is goblins that will be attacking the camp. In the Elder Scrolls Adventure, it is bandits that will be attacking the camp. Slide number 7 illustrates for both adventures spotting another caravan in the distance. And this other caravan is made up of shady characters. And the player characters need to decide on a course of action. In the D&D adventure, the player characters need to decide whether or not to make camp with the other caravan. In the Elder Scrolls adventure, the player characters need to decide whether or not to travel together with the other caravan. Slide number 8 illustrates for both adventures what is happening during or in the middle of the sandstorm. Slide number 9 illustrates for both adventures the nights before reaching and reaching the destination, plus a brief description of the people in the destination city. Slide number 10 illustrates for both adventures what happens at the destination city if the statue is or is not delivered. And finally, slide number 11. It illustrates the end for both adventures. It is almost word for word the same. So consider this as smoking gun number 3. So, there you have it. Blatant plagiarism by Bethesda Game Studios of a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. In my opinion, Bethesda is a crap company for doing so.